Hillendale Elementary School, the home of the Hillendale Husky. We are not here to visit the school today, but rather take a walk on the Hillendale Trail that goes around the school. Let's get started. We are in front of the school just past the parking area, and we're going to be walking around the Hillendale Meadow first. The Hillendale Meadow was actually planted by Hillendale students in May of 2018. Over 3,000 native plants of 27 different varieties were planted. The establishment of the Hillendale Meadow was due in a large part to a very generous grant from the Dockstader Foundation. The Hillendale Meadow is one of my favorite parts of the Hillendale Trail. The meadow changes constantly based on what season of the year it is. The Hillendale Trail is part of Hillendale's environmental education program. Along the trail, we have educational signage. The signage explains different concepts about how to keep our environment healthy. The sign that we just passed explains what a watershed is. Many of our signs also include a QR code, which allows for more informational access. We are walking along the south side of the meadow, and we have an option now. We can either continue around the meadow, or we can actually cut through the meadow on a naturalized path. At the entrance to the naturalized path going through the meadow, there is a sign explaining the benefits of planting a meadow. There are also signs along the way about helping pollinators. There are signs about specific native plants and why they are important to a healthy environment. There's also signs that explain ecosystem biodiversity and more about pollinators. Here we are going through the naturalized path in the meadow. You can see some of the signs along the way. We are leaving the path and rejoining the main Hillendale Trail. We are heading toward the exit of the parking lot area. Please be careful as you are crossing the driveway. We have these Hillendale Trail Hours signs located on different parts of the trail. We are crossing the driveway and heading west parallel to Hillendale Road. As we walk along this section of the trail, we will encounter another one of our educational signs. This sign deals with the importance of trees. In just a little bit, we will be crossing our second driveway. This one is the entrance to the Hillendale parking lot. Again, please be careful. This is a short section of trail that is running along the north side of our property. From this section of the trail, you can see the school, but we are also very close to our playground area that's used primarily by kindergarten and first graders. At this point, we must turn left and head south toward the school. This trail walker decided it was time to visit the playground. As we head back toward the school and pass by the playground, we are going to be moving alongside the west side of our building. Along this side of the building, you will see many different outdoor educational areas for classes to come outside and do their work. This is what we call the stump classroom. Now we are heading towards the south end of the building. When you reach this point of the trail, you can hang a left and go to another playground area that's on the south side of the school, or you can continue to go straight. we're going to head straight down toward the end of our playground field. When you reach the end of the field, the path bears to the left, but you do have a decision to make. You can hang a left, or you can go down a hill and enter our Woodland Path. If I have a class of kids with me, they're going to choose to go down the hill to the Woodland Path. So that's what we're going to do. The Woodland Path is actually phase 3 of the Hillendale Trail. Phase 1, the beginning of the trail, was the lower loop around the playground that we just left. Phase 2 of the Hillendale Trail was actually where we started. That goes up around the meadow toward the front of the school and then connects down to the lower loop. We are on the Woodland Path now, which is phase 3 of the trail. The Woodland Path is a favorite of the kids at Hillendale. The trail runs for about 1/4 of a mile and consists of a couple of loops. Here we're at an entranceway for one of the loops. My passengers requested that we go to the left. My passengers made a good choice because this will lead us directly to the newest phase of our Hillendale Trail, the Forest Path. We are now entering the Forest Path. This takes us through a heavily forested area and runs for about 1/8 of a mile. The forested path was just recently cleared, and it will be the first year that the classes have an opportunity to access a path through the forest. I'm sure the kids will enjoy this. My passengers waiting for Pop-Pop. The forest path runs along the lower end of our property. The exit point of the forest path is right below our wastewater treatment center. We are passing by the wastewater management plant and also the final outflow for our storm water that's generated from our property. This is the final outflow area, and there's a sign explaining it. We are very close to the lower loop of the Hillendale Trail that goes around the playground, and we're going to reconnect to that now. So we're back on the lower loop and we're heading back toward the playground and the school. The gravel road that you see below is an access road for vehicles to get to the wastewater treatment center. As we head back toward the school on the trail, we pass by our main detention basin. There is another educational sign explaining the importance of this basin. We are almost back to the playground. Students are allowed to travel around the lower loop of the Hillendale Trail during recess. The lower loop is approximately 1/3 of a mile that goes all around the playground and the playground field. Now we have to make a choice. If we take the left fork in the road, we head up to the hardtop playground area. If we take the right fork in the road, we head over toward our stormwater detention basins. Let's go to the right. We have 4 bio-detention basins that are designed to slow down the stormwater runoff from our roof area and parking areas. An educational sign explains how these bio-detention basins work and why they are important. We are heading up the hill now and are about to complete our journey around the Hillendale Trail. The total distance that we traveled was a little over a mile. Here we are back where we started at the meadow. And now we're walking across the parking lot headed back toward the front entrance of Hillendale Elementary School. If you would like to learn more about Hillendale's environmental education program, please Google Hillendale Environmental Education. Thanks for traveling the trail with me and my 2 grandkids.